don't work, remember?
What's up guys, welcome back to the Swamp Boys Garage channel. We have some huge news planned for you at the very end of the video, and we're going to show you why we failed at the front bumper repair. So if you've ever wanted to fix a cracked front bumper, well, you have to watch this video. So without further ado, let's get the video started.
So bumpers on cars are usually a polypropylene or polyethylene or some derivative of that. Those type of bumpers you can usually plastic weld easily. Sometimes the bumper is made out of SMC. SMC is a sheet molding compound. It's basically chemicals injected into a mold, and it forms a reaction into like a flexible plastic-like material. And you basically can't weld it. And just because my C5, it happens to have the SMC bumpers, that doesn't mean that yours does. It just depends on which batch you get. So if you try to plastic weld it, it just vaporizes it. It doesn't even melt. If you melt the plastic with the welding stick and stick it to it, it just flakes off. So it just doesn't work. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so this is the back bumper. This is what I practiced on. The front bumper is what I actually wanted to repair. So basically how you would weld a bumper, this is all that's broke on it too. So you would put this here, you would sand this down, and then it comes with this wire mesh. You cut your piece off and put on there. Then you put your welder and you press the wire mesh into it, and the plastic melts and pushes the wire into it. Then you come back with this welding rod and melt that on it. But the problem is, since this is SMC, it's not a plastic, it's just chemicals. So when you put it on here, see, it just smokes. It doesn't really melt. And you can't weld that. And then when you melt your welding rod to it, this stuff just, once it dries, it just comes straight off. It doesn't stick. So you can't do it. So next we try to fiberglass it. So let me show you what that looked like. All right, so the next thing we did was we fiberglassed it in, and it looked perfect. I thought that was gonna work. So we had this in here, and it was great. And then after it completely dried, I came over and I just pushed on it, and it just flaked off, just fell off. So nothing sticks to this stuff. So you can't weld it and you can't fiberglass it. All right, so the only way, in my amateur opinion, to fix this is you have to use a two-part epoxy. So you could use like a JB Weld for plastic, or you can use 3M has a product for SMC type materials, and that'll make the chemical bond to make it stick. We really wanted to get the bumper fixed to save the $400 and have it on before the frame shop to help with alignment, but oh well. So the next step in the build is to get the car to the frame shop. So let's get the tires on it and off the jack stands, which has been on for months now, and get moving.
we got all 4 tires on finally. We can't drive it to the frame shop yet because the frame rail is bent in too far to connect to the steering. So we're just gonna have to put it on a trailer to drive it to the frame shop.
So you ready for a cold start?
Definitely.
How long has it been since we cranked it up?
It's been about a good 2 months. So you're gonna go.
Sound like it's past due for a good cold start then. So let's get it off the jacks, get it on the floor, crank it up, and see if we can drive it out. All right, we got it all back on the ground off the jack stands. So get in it. Let's give it a cold start. This is gonna be a true 2-month-old cold start.
All right, let's do it.
Let's see what it sounds like. Let me have this. Let me get back here. All right, close the door. Stay in it. Got your foot on the brake. All right, drive it out. Steering wheel don't work, remember? That's good.
All right, so here's a quick walk around of the car. It sounded great. It works real good for just sitting in the garage for a long time.
Yeah, so I was worried it wouldn't crank up, but it cranked perfect. Sounds great. It's a low mileage car. It's got a good strong engine in it still. So we're gonna leave it out here tonight, so we probably ought to put the hard top on it. That way maybe tomorrow we can finally clean our garage up.
Yep, so let's put the time lapse on and put the hard top on.
All right. So as we promised, what's the big news? You want to tell them or you want me to tell them?
I'll tell them. So we have a new build coming to the channel. We've been bidding on 4 or 5 of these and we've been losing every single time. And we've got this build at a Copart in Pennsylvania, and it's a GMC Sierra 2500 Denali, and it has a Duramax engine.
Yeah, it's a 2016 model, super low miles, only 30,000 miles, and this build is going to be epic. We're going to do a lot of customizations to it, and we hope you all follow along with this build also, and we definitely need all the support and tips like you've all given us with the Vet.
Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that Corvette's taking a long time, but we're working on it every Saturday while we're both off together.
So if you like this kind of amateur car building stuff, please subscribe, and definitely don't be scared to send us some tips. We need it and greatly appreciate all the support.
So thanks for sticking to the end of the video, and we'll see you next time.